better versions of you have to reinvent you. And I know that sounds arrogant. I know that sounds a little pompous. And I know I'm not God, but since everybody is pretending to be, I thought I'd take a shot at that. I can come up with a much better version of all these pieces of shit. Ha 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 ha. They're gonna get what's coming to them. And I know that I'm a sinner and I've done a lot of bad things. I know that I'm a sinner. But at least today, better than yesterday, I try to do the right thing. I try to do a better thing than what I did last week, or what I did last month, or what I did last year, or last decade. Well, I don't think that anybody's living like that. No, I don't. Gotta turn the vehicle. Hold on. So true. People aren't living like that. It reminds me of this Fiona Apple song, Criminal. I keep living this day like the next will never come. Yeah, it's like people have no morals, no conscience. They just do whatever they want. And what I find so funny about our last president was that people were so upset about that. But he was a reflection of this culture and like how it's just been going downhill for so long. And so for people to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that we have a president that's so unprofessional. As if any president was like a professional. What is a professional, like what? Like what does it even mean? I think that it just goes to show like how brainwashed people are in relation to like social status and a job title and shit like that, you know? Like people look at certain professions as up here, you know, like when they're really not. It's just acting. It's just acting and reading off a script and making money that makes a lot of shitbags money. You know? So it's like you're making money. Well, actually, I think Trump was the only one that wasn't getting paid to do that. But it's like I think about all these scum that make money just being shills for total bastards of society, you know? So it's this like ever reliable cash grab that's funded by the sheep every single time, whether it's politics, media, medicine, what else? Well, just like so many things that they advertise that aren't good for you. Remember when they were saying that like soy was better for you, and then they figured out that it was actually worse? And now like all these dudes walk around like they have no testicles. But, yeah, it's like, everything is just, so, like I said, before, it's predictably bad, but people that aren't, aware of how bad it is, they just keep making excuses. And, you know, that's really frustrating, but, you know, there's nothing we can do about these dunderheads, you know. Hopefully they'll die off pretty soon. I know that probably sounds mean, but I don't see why. They're like the main problem. Like, they can talk about the elite all day, but the elite are still a small faction. They are considerably smaller than the sheep that empower them, the sheep that hold them up. I think that they're to be trusted, or, I mean, even people that hate them. It's like, you need to hate yourself. You know, I'm realizing that. It's just like, it's stupid to like bitch about stuff. So maybe I should stop bitching about the sheep, huh? But I can't help it. It's George Carlin coming through me, okay? He's dead, and I feel like I'm like a reincarnation of him with a vagina. But I mean, if he were alive today, I'm pretty sure that he would have the exact same sentiment that I do. But what was I saying about negativity? Yeah, you know, it's like when you talk about people in power, it's like you're just adding more to that conversation that is already so boring. You know, it's like all these people that continue to talk about COVID, and they're like, look at the numbers, and it's like, just shut up about it. Well, what's COVID? I don't know what the fuck that shit is. I mean, I'm so numb to that shit. Like, you know, it's like fucking mush to me. You know? It's like when people start talking about stuff that I've heard about like so many times. I guess it's like COVID and the shots and just politics in general, like all the stuff that's in the news. It's just like so old hat. Like the visual that I have is just some old, like an actual old hat with like just shit in it. You know, like that's like how I feel about this culture. It's just so boring and it's so lame, and like the fact that people still keep talking about it, it's like, just shut the fuck up. You're making it worse. Just pretend that these people aren't real and maybe they'll evaporate.